love the people. I love the barbecue.
It was a quick trip for President Obama, less than 24 hours on the ground in Texas. Good morning and thank you for joining us for State of Texas In Depth. I'm Josh Hinkle. This morning we'll take a closer look at two men on a similar path. Both President Obama and Governor Rick Perry are finishing off the final terms in their offices. Perry has just a few months left, President Obama a couple of years. This is the time to finish off the work and shape their legacies. In Austin this week, President Obama made his case halfway through his year of action. That's the series of White House policies, directives, and executive orders enacted without congressional support. Republicans have criticized the president for overstepping his authority.
So far this year, Republicans in Congress have blocked or voted down every serious idea to strengthen the middle class. They have said no. They've said, don't boo now, because what I want you to do is vote. That's the reason why my administration has taken more than 40 different actions just this year to help working Americans. Because Congress won't.
The president started his Texas visit Wednesday with a focus on immigration. Governor Perry met the president after Air Force One landed in Dallas. The two met briefly with a group of officials and faith leaders about ways to handle the growing crisis on the border. After his meeting with the president, Perry toured part of the U.S.-Mexico border in the Rio Grande Valley. In an interview with CNN earlier this week, the governor says President Obama still needs to visit the border.
You have requested that he still come down to the border. You're saying that it's still important to see. He says that he doesn't want to be part of theater, that he's not interested in photo ops. So he basically is saying that's what that would be.
It's not theater. The American people expect to see their president when there is a disaster. He showed up at Sandy. Why can't he show up on the border of Texas?
A lot of people wonder why the Border Patrol can't quickly send children they catch on the border back to where they came from. It turns out that's against the law. Back in 2008, President George W. Bush signed a law that prohibits quick deportation for children from countries other than Canada or Mexico. The goal was to prevent child trafficking. It makes border agents turn over children to the custody of Health and Human Services, which has the job of trying to reunite them with family. The law requires immigrant children get the chance to appear at an immigration hearing and have legal access to legal counsel. Turning to state politics, the Democrat hoping to be Texas' next governor spent the week talking about dangerous chemicals. If elected, Senator Wendy Davis says she'll push the legislature to open up access to state data showing where chemicals are stored. She wrapped up a 7-city tour in Austin yesterday. The tour comes after her Republican rival, Attorney General Greg Abbott, ruled that while you have the right to that information, the state shouldn't disclose what it knows about chemicals. In his opinion, that could put us in danger of terrorist attacks. UT President Bill Powers says he'll resign next summer. This could have a major political impact for students and the school. The next step is the search process. For everyone else, questions remain about investigations into allegations of corruption. No matter what, President Bill Powers will step down next June after a long time of friction with the regents and the UT system. Chancellor Francisco Figueroa originally wanted Powers out by October. Powers says he'll use the extra time for academic reforms, lobbying the next legislature.
This is a plan for me that makes sense for me personally, makes sense for my wife Kim, I think makes sense for the university.
You don't like seeing your friends hurt, and he has taken more than his share. So, no, this is great. This is great. So
overwhelmed with emotion?
Overwhelmed with emotion, yeah.
The replacement search begins in August, so why does a June resignation matter so much versus an October one? Because politics plays such a big role. The answer is a lot. In February, the terms will be up for a third of the regents. Plus, lawmakers may push for the impeachment of Wallace Hall, potentially opening another spot. The regents will choose the next campus president, and the governor chooses the regents. Governor Perry's term will end at the start of the year, so no matter who wins in November, their new regents could be the first non-Perry appointees on the board since 2005. That could shape the hiring process. From higher education reform to deregulation and economic growth, Governor Perry has tackled a number of big projects over his years in office, but his time as governor is set to end. So as Governor Perry thinks about his future, how will Texans think about him? We take a look at his legacy, both the good and the bad, next on State of Texas In Depth.